Welcome to Variant Edition, your source for comic book news and culture. I'm Mike.
And I'm Nick. Every week we bring you the best that comics has to offer. On Tuesdays, it's the latest headlines in the world of comics and a sneak peek at what comics you shouldn't miss out on Wednesday.
Then, later in the week, it's our regular half-hour Variant Edition, with more news, reviews, interviews, and, well, basically anything we think is comic book related.
And we're starting to bring back some of our favorite segments that we've, neglected. Like our infamous toy and statue reviews. Plus, we've got quite a few new things up our sleeves.
But today it's Tuesday, so get ready for 5 minutes of comic book knowledge that will prepare you to step into your shop this week.
It seems like another normal-sized comic week this week, but a note about last week. First, Marvel released World War Hulk number 3 last week, and a large number of the print run had some sort of defect or another. You might have seen less than perfect copies on the shelves, as retailers didn't have enough mint copies to cover their customers. Well, Marvel will be rectifying the problem and will be sending out replacement copies soon. So if you can't find any copies, just give it about a week or so. Okay, so on to this week's comics. As if the new Avengers don't have enough problems to worry about, with the Skrulls infiltrating their ranks, they now have a new Kingpin in the works. Check out the Hood's move to power in this week's number 33. The Avengers also take a spin with the Autobots in New Avengers Transformers number 2. And go old school in Avengers Classics number 3. Also out this week, be on the lookout for Mega Flight number 5, Nova number 5, New Excalibur 22, Daredevil 99, Punisher War Journal number 10, Ultimate X-Men 85, and some more World War Hulk action in Incredible Hulk 109 and Frontline number 3. DC puts out a strong effort this week with Batman 667, Black Adam The Dark Age number 1, Green Arrow Year 1 number 3, and Week 2 of The Outsiders 5 of a Kind, Katana Shazam. Aside from the big two, this week sees the release of The Incredible Criminal number 8, DMZ 22, Gen 13 number 11, The Cool Dynamo 5 number 6, The Outrageous Boys number 9, Nicolas Cage's Voodoo Child number 2, Powers 25, Red Sonja 25, Sadu and the Silent Ones number 1. But you're looking for something in non-paper and ink? There are a couple of notable releases this week, including the Red Sonja Lisner statue, the Bowen Thunderbird mini bust, and DC Direct's Justice League of America Series 1 figures. Our picks of the week? Well, of course, Green Lantern number 22, which continues the Sinestro Corps storyline, but also be on the lookout for the Unmen number 1, drawn by our friend of the show, Mike Hawthorne.
So the dust has settled from San Diego, but we've still got a mountain of news to sift through. So for those with San Diego announcement burnout, we've got a few not from San Diego stories. First up, LiveScience.com has reported that miners have found Superman's Fortress of Solitude. As depicted in the Superman films, the last son of Krypton lives in a massive crystal-like structure, which is supposed to be reminiscent of his home planet. Well, miners in Mexico have found a natural formation of huge beams of gypsum underground. No sign of Superman, but it makes for an interesting picture. Too bad they plan on digging it out of the ground. Newsarama published the first picture of the upcoming Darkchild movie that is currently in development. Creator Randy Queen says that he is actively involved and that Weta Workshop is working on the effects. Sexy monster babe with Weta involved? This movie's got a chance. In further movie news, the casting rumors were correct, and Lionsgate has confirmed that Ray Stevenson will take over the role of the Punisher. Fans may remember that Thomas Jane dropped out earlier this year, saying that he couldn't get behind the story. Well, they are returning the Punisher to New York, but we'll reserve judgment until we see some footage. And while not big screen news, DC Warner Brothers Animation has all but confirmed 2 more animated direct-to-DVD movies for next year. So far, we've got Superman Doomsday in September, and The New Frontier early in 2008. Well, add Wonder Woman and Batman to that list. Wonder Woman should see release date late 2008 or early 2009, and an anime-style Batman should hit the streets a few weeks before The Dark Knight opens in theaters. So another week, another Tokyopop press release. This time, it's to report that William Morris Agency has signed Tokyopop and will represent their original intellectual property for film, TV, merchandising, and games. Movies and toys seem to be working well for Marvel and DC. Guess it's time for manga to hit more mainstream targets. We'll keep you up to date on any developments. Well, that's it for the news this week. I'll be back with more San Diego news next week.
Alright, that's it for Variant Edition Tuesday this week. We still have more San Diego Comic-Con news coming up in the next few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, that con was so huge we could devote a few shows to it. But be on the lookout for our San Diego news wrap-up. Originally, we had it set for this week, but we had to push it back a week.
Yeah, because Kevin had to work on something that he hopes to release by this weekend.
Yeah, speaking of which, Variant Edition will be attending the Baltimore Comic-Con in September. Check out the awesome guest lineup at comiccon.com/Baltimore.
We went last year and had an amazing time, and we look forward to doing so again. Stay tuned for some announcements about the Baltimore Comic-Con in the coming weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy month for us here at Variant Edition.
But we're not the only show out there about comics. There's an entire website dedicated to the network of comic podcasts out there. And we've been doing the same thing we've been doing every week, which is wrapping up our show with a promo from that show on the network.
Yeah, so be sure to stick around after the credits and hear what else you can listen to out there.
But before we go, we have to thank Trevor.
Gotta thank Trevor.
He saw our sponsor link, and now he's being mentioned on the show, and he got himself a t-shirt.
That's right. Remember, Variant Edition is made possible through viewers like Trevor.
Check out variantedition.com for details. Look for the Sponsor Us link.
Yep, and don't forget, there are quite a few ways to watch us. You got iTunes, VO, YouTube, and Google Video. And don't forget our new high-res feed from Blip TV. Or you can just go straight to the source, variantedition.com. Check it out from our page.
And watch it there. That's it for Variant Edition Tuesday. See you next time.
Hey there, folks. My name's Ian Levinstein, host of the Comic Timing Podcast over at SpeakGeekSpeak.com/Comic Timing. Comic Timing is a roundtable discussion podcast with a rotating panel of guests. So rather than me talking through this entire promo, here's some random snippets from the show with as many people as I can possibly find on my hard drive that have been on this show. And I don't even want to count how many that is.
Mr. Cole, we'll shift you. I'll grant you.
But aren't they all?
What is he wearing, Ian?
You have won a brand new Skype.
Yay!
Yeah, you, me, and a brick the next time we're in New York. I was going to say that in 1 year, this recording is going to end up in some court report, you know?
I've actually been on other people's podcasts more than I've actually done my own in the year 2007.
Well,
I know that feeling.
Her name is X23. I mean, she's got to live her life as X23.
It's very good because it's not written by Daniel Way. This is Batman.
Yes, I love punk.
You just can't put a cow on the logo.
Exactly. Interested in finding out how these things actually play into the context of the show? Well, go ahead and listen to it. It's over at SpeakGeekSpeak.com/Comic Timing. You can find us on iTunes, and we are all over the place on all your podcast aggregators and the works. So go ahead and check out Comic Timing, and remember, as always, there's always time for comics.